This is a basic introduction to Excel, a Microsoft spreadsheet. This is a really, really powerful tool. Think of it like a document that is also an interactive calculator. It can do more math than you will ever need. Let's kind of get some of the basics down. If you look at the cell where I'm at right now, it's cell A1, and you can see this address right here, where it will tell you the name of that box. And if you look here at this, the formula bar, this is blank. So there's nothing in that cell. I'm going to click right here. And you can see now that I'm on cell C2, so column C, row 2, and it shows me that it has a value of 4. You can do some basic formatting kind of functions right here, like if you wanted to change the color of that cell and change the color of that letter or number. If you wanted to make it bold, if you wanted to add a border, you can do all of that kind of stuff right there. So this cell is holding, think of it like a bucket or a container. It's holding the number 4. If you click on where I have the number 10, you can see it's exactly the value 10, and it's in cell reference C and 4, so column C and row 4, and this would be column C, row 6. So this is where it gets powerful. Let's say we wanted to add all 3 of these together. A couple of ways to do that. I guess I need to add another one down here. We're going to use sum. All right. So right here we can put the equal sign, and that tells Excel that you're starting a formula. And then I can click on the different cell references. C2 plus C4 plus C6. So it's taking the numbers that are in those containers and it's going to add them up. Another way to do that is with a command called sum. And if I type in the word sum, S-U-M, start a parenthesis and choose those numbers, that number, comma, this number, comma, this number. And then close those parentheses. It adds those 3 numbers together. What if I wanted to subtract some of these? So I would put an equal and click on this cell reference, C2 minus C4 minus C6. And I get negative 21. What if I wanted to multiply those 3 together? So we would hit an equal to tell it we're starting a formula. Click on the cell references. And for multiplication, Excel uses the asterisk. It will be on the number pad, or you can do shift and it's number 8 where you'll find the asterisk. And then you choose the cell references and choose asterisk, and there you go. So we get, if you multiply those 3 numbers together, then you get 600. So what if I wanted to divide 4 by 15? So I'm going to put equals C2, and then for division, it uses a /, which is usually around the shift key on your keyboard. And then I'll choose the other cell reference. Nope, I want 15. There it is. So 4 divided by 15. And I get the decimal 0.2666, on and on. What if I wanted to raise 10 to the 3rd power? Start an equation by typing equal. Click on cell reference 4. To raise it to a power, use the house top. It's I think the technical name is grave. It is shift and the number 6. And then if I wanted to put the 3rd power, I would just put that right there. And now I have 10 to the 3rd power, so 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. And if I wanted to do more complicated math, you need to use parentheses. So what if I wanted to take the sum of 4 and 10 and divide it by the difference between 10 and 15? So I would put equals in a parenthesis, put in my cell references. I want to add these 2. So I have 4 plus 10, close that parenthesis, divided by, open a new parenthesis, and let's do 10 minus 15. And when I hit enter on that, it gives me a value of minus 2.8. Another thing I want to talk about real quickly is what Excel believes about data tables, or what it expects. In science, you should have learned about the dependent and the independent variable. It expects to see the independent variable, what you put on the x-axis, your x values. The x values are the independent variables, and the y values are the dependent variables. So the y's depend on what happens to the x. If you were doing a science experiment measuring time and distance, you would put time first and then distance. If you always put the independent variables first, the things that you're controlling. When you make your charts, it will make them in the right places, and you won't have to rearrange charts. That is just a real quick overview of how to add, subtract, and multiply and divide, raise things to some powers, do a little bit of complex math. We'll get into some different functions now.